All right, welcome to Survivor Gabon, everybody. Come on.
Gabon.
Now, you might have noticed we skipped an episode. I never really know when they're coming, but we always have these recap episodes every now and then. We always skip them. And again, if there's anything... Yes, can I help you?
I think there was. I think the rescue helicopter is flying over my house right now. So
and you won't think about it ever again after this moment. Like, it's just you think about, I wonder what happened, and then you move on with your life. Piece of shit. All right.
Wow.
And so we skip the recap episodes generally.
Yep.
And if there's anything outstanding in there that we missed, just let us know, and maybe we'll check it out one day. One day we'll just do a series of random recap episodes from all the Survivor seasons we skipped them on. Chaotic. But yeah, so that brings us to episode 11. And this season's actually a little shorter than most, whereas episode 13 is the finale and episode 14 is the reunion. So we're right around the corner, just like that. We're knocking on the door at the end of this season.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Right. Well, we're at the final 7.
Yeah.
Previously, you had the power rankings: Ken, Sugar, Crystal, Maddie, Susie, Bob, Corinne. We just saw Randy voted out in humiliating fashion.
It was beautiful.
It was a big Randy-centric episode from the cookie gate all the way to his demise.
Randy's gets a Randy downfall. That's fun. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, it is fitting. That's for sure.
A dandy downfall. It's better. Randy's
Dan.
not Randy. I hope Dan the lawyer man.
Dan to Dan.
Dan to Dan.
So.
That's gonna date this episode so quickly.
But it was such that's an iconic episode. I mean, a couple of great parting words for Randy from
it is.
Crystal and Sugar.
It's fun.
Sugar's dying there, watching it all unfold. Bob crafted a nice little idol that worked swimmingly.
Yeah, Bob, the talent of Bob.
Bob the Builder, if you will.
Bob, can he fix it? Can he swindle? Yeah, yes he can. Yeah, all right, good job, Bob.
That's right. All right, so as always, I'm taking Alec through Survivor chronologically for the first time. I'm a big fan, and so he doesn't know anything to come. He doesn't know the winner. He doesn't know the winner's 5 seasons from now. It's pretty cool. It's a fresh experience. So
sworn to secrecy, in fact.
Yeah. So it's a great time. You can go back and watch our reviews for every season before this and our reactions to every season from Survivor Thailand up until now. Survivor Thailand was season 5. We're on season 17.
Yeah,
Can you believe
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
12 reaction seasons full.
Yeah, of doing an episode every week, every episode of each season, except for the recaps. But
yeah,
pretty comprehensive stuff. It's a fun time.
Good stuff. Yeah.
As always, click the link in the description to see the highlights of our reaction, and come back afterwards for the discussion. All right, there you have it. Corinne voted out. Again, the next one at the bottom of the power ranking, just in a weird way, yet again.
Yeah, in the weirdest way you could have it done.
There's so many things to say about this. So first of all, they got duped by Bob and Corinne, the fake idol scheme. It's like, fine. All right, let's say they sold it completely. They bought it.
Sure.
Then why did they split the vote? You either go all in on Maddie, and Maddie actually goes with 4 votes, or neither of you vote for Maddie, and then in the event that she plays her idols, Maddie would still go home.
Yeah, I don't understand the point of that at all. No, it makes no sense.
Like, they didn't need more votes if the idol was going to be played, but also if your whole scheme is to get her to play the idol, you got to tell her that you're not going to vote with them, because she obviously wouldn't play this. If it was a real idol, she wouldn't play it if she thought you two were voting with them because they had the number.
Yeah, none of it makes any sense at all.
So it's pretty,
yeah. The whole thing was stupid. Everything about it was stupid. It was stupid that they tried it. It's unbelievably stupid that it worked. First of all, I don't know how you could possibly think like it worked. Like, like Kenny just believed it instantaneously. He's just like, oh, okay, I get it. And he would know, like, well, can I see it?
Yeah, but yeah.
And
So
they
it's
barely needed to show it to anyone. He only showed it to Crystal.
yeah. But it's like they really just not the execution was not there.
Yeah, I
I
feel like they
mean,
didn't think it through entirely. Because okay, so we have an extra vote on Maddie now, which for basically no reason.
yep,
Um,
and it's so you either
huh?
if you were gonna throw a vote on Maddie, throw both votes on Maddie and get him out of
Yeah,
there. If you
right,
didn't want to put your neck out there, then don't do it, and then tell them or try to get them to actually play the idol
right.
versus just assuming you're going to be voting with them. And that why would they
Yeah,
play the idol anyway?
he didn't seem like they didn't seem like they wanted to. They didn't seem like they put enough pressure on Corinne to have her like to
Yeah,
you
because
know.
they
I
made
mean,
it seem like they were on board with their plan, and if they're on board with their
yeah,
plan, they got 4 votes right there. Why would they play the idol? So it's weird to be like, I'll vote for Maddie, but you vote for Corinne
yeah,
to save face. But how does that save
yeah.
face? Everybody knows you're a pair. I mean, it's not like
Right, right.
I don't
Like
understand it really.
doesn't know. It doesn't make any
Because
sense at
throwing
all.
that extra vote didn't change anything. Like that just threw an extra vote that wasn't supposed to be there. And
Right,
so then you have the same outcome. Corinne goes out, except there's now you voted for the wrong person,
right.
which was
For
like,
some reason.
yeah, he was duped. So that part you were going to vote the wrong way anyway. But even if it wasn't a dupe, he still could have been in the same situation with her going out
Yeah,
without having played the idol.
right, right. Because it'd be like you don't actually have an idol. And it's like, well, yes, I do. Blah blah blah. And they're like, fine. Well, then we're still gonna vote for you because like it'll be you or yeah. I don't know. It
Just
just
be
none
like,
of it really makes any sense at all.
or say like, we'll work with you moving forward. Like, yeah, we got you. We'll keep it secret that you're gonna play the idol, but we're gonna keep our cover, kind of thing.
Right.
But so it was like sloppy work from all ends. I mean, because like obviously Bob and Corinne's scheme didn't work for them because Corinne still went
No.
home.
Right.
Ironically, even though they convinced them
Yeah.
that it was the case, he just went off and did his own scheme within the scheme, and then it didn't.
Mm.
It backfired on both sides.
Right.
That's a mess.
Yeah.
That's a messy play all around.
Yeah. The scheme within the scheme is like why are we overcomplicating it here? You're doing it for yeah. Wow. What a
Sometimes you
what a
gotta send
nightmare.
it. Like if you really were like, okay, let's cut bait on Maddie and go with them because
Right.
they have the idol. You
Right.
send it.
They have this idol.
But
Yeah.
if you're like, oh,
Just
they have an idol, but I don't want them to hold on to it and then still have the idol in the future, and I still want to be good with them, then you gotta play it differently. You can't just like
right.
act like you're going along with the plan and then secretly only one of you
Yeah.
votes that way.
Yeah, like it would have made more sense if it would have been like, well, I'm not going to go with your plan. Why would I do that? And if you genuinely believe that they have the idol, then you put enough pressure on them. Even if you're going to actually vote with them, like you believe them, but you're going to vote for them, but you want to try to get them to flush the idol because it's either way is beneficial to you. Instead, you did neither of those things, and you did it in the worst way possible that is not beneficial to anyone.
Yeah.
Other than I don't know who. It's just
Because what is the fear that you say I'm not going to vote with you, and then they play their idol and vote for you? Is that the fear? They vote for you instead of Maddie?
Maybe.
But why they don't really have incentive to do that, you know?
Right.
Because like, yeah, I said no, but Maddie also they didn't even think to ask Maddie because they knew he would say no, and he's
Right.
more of a physical threat, so they're obviously going to vote for him anyway.
Right.
So you're safe regardless of how you vote, and you might as well keep the vote that'll save face, like, because even if the maneuver worked and Maddie got out, like there's still more numbers on the other side. It's still Sugar, Susie, Kenny, and Crystal with Maddie.
That's 4-2
Or-
instead of
Or Sugar, Crystal,
Sugar, Crystal, Kenny,
Susie.
Susie
So yeah, I guess
versus Bob and Corinne. That's
yeah.
4-2
So I
instead
guess
of
they are just in the middle at that point. It would be Sugar
Yeah.
and Susie on one side, Bob and Corinne on the other.
Mhm.
So maybe that would be okay for them, I guess. I don't know, but we're not in that reality now. No, we're at
Yeah. No, we're post that reality.
now we're at alone. Bob left standing from that, and then
Yep.
now Ken. At least Ken's reputation seemingly messed up
Yeah.
from what he said in the
Yeah.
preview. There, like, you messed
They
up my game
both
up.
on it. They both got egg on their face, and then this one sort of,
Yeah,
because like Bob accomplished nothing other than making Kenny look worse, which I guess maybe might work to his advantage. I don't know. Just had
yeah,
to sacrifice Corinne to get there.
yeah. Because they don't. I don't know what all is going to be said if he's going to tell them what
Oh
happened.
man.
Because
Yeah.
it really just it just is an unexpected vote. Otherwise, and
Crazy.
will Crystal try to pretend like she didn't know anything about it? Like she's like, oh, I don't know why Ken voted that way. I wonder how they'll handle that. All right, so how do we feel about the power rankings in the final six?
Um.
Previously,
Boy,
it was after Corinne went, we're down to Ken, Sugar, Crystal, Maddie, Susie, Bob.
it might now be Sugar, Ken, Crystal, Maddie. Sugar, Ken, Crystal, Maddie, Susie, Bob. I think because of the blunder, I think that gives Sugar the edge now as the
But you
hidden
think they're
idol
still above
holder.
everybody else? Sugar, Ken, Crystal, you said?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say because I don't know it's hard to determine because it's like I don't know what the fallout if this is really going to affect stuff around camp all that much. I mean, certainly it will, but I don't know to what degree. It's sort of hard to really suss out in terms of like what the real genuine power rankings are without kind of knowing what the aftermath is like. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Sugar, Ken, Crystal, Susie, Bob. Is that where you're at?
well then there's Maddie's there too.
Oh,
So
okay.
Sugar, Ken,
I wrote down 5 for some reason.
Sugar, Ken, Crystal, Maddie, Susie, Bob.
Sugar, Ken, Crystal, Maddie, Susie, Bob.
Yeah.
All right. All
I
right.
think it gives Sugar a little bit more of an edge because she still has the hidden idol that an actual thing. And given how mistrustful that knocks Ken down, Ken's standing down a little bit. I think he can still pull stuff off, but like people might not be you can kind of see through him a little bit better now. You'd think anyway. I don't know. Because here's the thing. Bob may be low on the totem pole, but now he might be able to actually like rope Sugar in on doing stuff with him. She doesn't trust Ken, doesn't want Ken along for the ride anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Um so yeah.
All right. Well, who gets your MVP? Oh yeah, we didn't recap on.
You barely recapped the episode because it was just
There's
focusing on how ridiculously dumb all that was.
well, we had the little drop in that Bob was irritated with how everybody handled the Randy vote. All the
Right.
laughing, you know.
Right.
It's
He thought the
not
laughter was too much, and he was like, it pisses me
not here
off.
for it. He's like, I'm over
Yeah,
it now. Just don't do it again.
yeah,
It's like next time I do this fake idol thing. I'm not saying I will.
yeah. But when I do it again, don't be laughter. Don't be laughing.
When Operation Fake Idol 2 happens again. Yeah. And
Yeah,
then but Bob won the little family reward. Initially it was like, yeah, I wish I could say everybody was here, but they're not.
yeah,
But you got phone videos and you get to have a call with them and eat.
hmm
And then you got Bob looking at the phone.
And then
It's
and his wife like creeping around the tree.
yeah, a little
Yep,
surprise, and then they brought back everybody else's loved ones as well.
yep. So they were all actually all there. It was
Maddie
just a
had
big
a
lie.
proposal moment.
Yeah, it was sweet, but also I would actually say it was a little uncomfortable.
Really?
Yeah, it
Okay.
was. I found it a little uncomfortable. It was like so much passion that it was like I was almost like, dude, chill out, like a little bit. And I think it didn't it had less to do with what he was like doing and saying, like how the voyeurism of how it was being filmed was like really awkward to me. I think that kind of was um
He felt it
it's
all the
it's
time
sweet.
away from her. The
Yeah.
feelings grew, and he was like, "I'm not wasting another day without locking." it up.
I'm locking this up. Locking you up.
Yeah.
Your finger, anyway. Or your necklace, because he made a Japor snippet. It's supposed to bring good fortune.
Yeah.
Like an Anakin Skywalker.
We had a
Hopefully it
bit.
doesn't end up that way. But you know,
We had a bit of
got
Kenny and Jenny.
Kenny and
A
Jenny.
Kenny
Yeah,
and Jenny session,
yeah.
talking about
And
how he's so liked by everybody, and
Jenny was adorable. I'm just gonna say it.
shout
Um,
out,
I'm
shout
just
out to
gonna say
Jenny.
it. But yeah, he was basically being like, I have this locked in. I got this under control. Like I can do this. Everybody likes me. This is a premonition here. He's like, everybody likes me. Everybody can get people out
Yeah.
real easy here. He was even talking about getting rid of Maddie there in that conversation. So
Yeah, especially I can tell a fake idol
yeah,
from a real one. That's my biggest
yeah.
skill. But then they had the immunity challenge,
Mm-hmm.
which was tossing balls down on a target.
Yeah. I
And
called it
Bob,
trivia throwdown, but
that's
you know,
right, they
they
do
were they were
trivia leading up to it.
yeah.
And Bob
Bob
won that
ended up
one
winning.
too.
Yeah.
Big
So you get
W's
this.
for Bob this
Yeah.
episode. He won the reward, then the immunity, and pulled off another fake idol heist, but it didn't. But then they
It
messed
did.
up.
Yeah.
Kenny messed up how he was duped by it.
Yeah.
He didn't get duped well enough.
Yeah. Bob
or
did a
like-
good job duping them, but he didn't dupe them well enough to convince them to.
No, it's a weird thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
he duped him so well
So well
that he made a play within the dupe, assuming the idol would be played for real. It's so
the mind games are so crazy.
mind games
I don't
of
understand them.
Smash. You know,
The
Smash
mind
and
games of
games.
Smash. Yeah, man. I just give me a modified controller. That's all I want. That's all I have to say
Yeah.
about that. But
He's lacking in tech right now, but
yeah, he's
he-
lacking in
early
yeah.
and also early in the episode, Kenny was saying how Bob is ass. That was a little foreshadowing moment too. He was like, Bob
Yeah.
doesn't know how to play this game. He just builds
I know,
shit.
yeah.
So that's why
You're right,
he just
yeah.
took it, because he's like,
Yeah,
well, Bob's not gonna lie about that. You know?
yeah, yeah.
He's never lied about an idol before.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, crazy. Well, I'm gonna give my MVP to Bob. I think you
gotta
have
give it
to.
to Bob. This
you
is
think you
Bob's
gotta give it
biggest
to Bob.
episode.
This is Bob Central. Same Bob time, same Bob channel. You know.
And it's still
There he
like
is.
he still lost his alliance member, but
Yeah,
it's hard to fault him for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was Bob's world, and we're all
Yeah.
playing mind games in it by ourselves. I guess is what's going on.
But we're down to final
Crazy.
6. We got
Yeah.
episode 12, and then we'll be at the finale, just like
Yeah.
that, right around the corner. So
With 5 left, they're gonna do a top 3 again. I wonder. That can be the case. We got 6 left, and we only have 2 episodes to go.
yeah,
Unless maybe there's, I don't know, maybe there's gonna be another twist where we're getting rid of 2 people next time.
maybe.
I don't know, there's a
But
lot.
remember,
There's a lot.
Micronesia was a last-minute final 2, so yeah,
Yeah.
it might be back to final 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we shall see.
But it'll be interesting to see how this messy season ends. Another messy episode,
yeah.
kind of another
Yeah,
one that's emblematic of the season as
yeah.
well.
It's just a bunch of stupid nonsense. That's it's a bunch of stupid nonsense happened in terms of fake idol and
It's
people
funny
falling
because
for it.
Corinne was the one who was ultimately the victim of the vote
Yeah.
here, but she is the one who said like just utter incompetence or whatever she
Yeah.
said about the way that people they just bought it.
Yeah, everyone just bought it because they're a bunch of idiots or whatever. And she hates everyone. She want to make sure everybody knows
At
that.
the end,
on
yeah,
the
she
way
was very
out.
adamant about sugar. Yeah, hate sugar
Yeah, I was like,
especially.
I hate sugar. Sugar. It was basically like sugar. Fuck
I'll never
you. And I
speak
was
to
like,
her again.
never want to speak to her again. In fact, I don't really want to speak to many of these people again, other than maybe Bob and Kenny.
She's
and I
a
was
hater.
like-
She kept the hater energy all the way through.
She really did,
Got it.
and it was kind of like I don't necessarily. That's a lot of passion against sugar when she's not the one who got her ass out. Really,
Right.
I mean,
Well, yeah, and she gave credit to Kenny for like, because he's technically the one who voted with. I guess she just thinks that Crystal didn't go through with it. It's probably what
Yeah.
she's thinking with the vote
Yeah.
count.
right?
But yeah, it's just like Kenny, Bob. Otherwise, F them.
Yeah. Screw
What
them
do you
all.
think of Corinne? Do you think did you
I
enjoy
didn't
her
really
or
like
no?
her. No, I didn't really like her at all. No. Here's the thing. Sometimes when you're just a hater, that could be really fun. It could be really entertaining. She just came across as like as picky and just mean, like in an unentertaining way for the most part. I think she had some one-liners here and there that were kind of funny, but she just didn't get along with anyone, and it wasn't in a way that was fun, like Courtney.
Hmm.
Courtney didn't really get along with anyone either, but she was funny. So
Yeah,
she ultimately ended up being very likable by the
hmm.
end of the game. But at this point, I'm like, no, not really. Didn't really like her.
Fair enough.
But
Fair enough.
that's me. That's my take.
We're down to our final six. In your power rankings, you got Sugar, Ken, Crystal, Maddie, Susie, and Bob. What a group! What a group!
But Bob, he's dominating these challenges. Bob could rise through the ranks.
Bob's coming on strong here. Yeah,
He is.
from the complete invisibility that we saw from him in the first half. It
Yeah.
was barely there.
Now he's coming alive. It's just Bob.
Yeah.
All Bob all the time.
All right. Well, come back next week for another episode of Survivor Gabon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In the meantime, why don't you go check out our review of Survivor on the Wii? All right.
Check it out. We did it in person too.
Yeah,
We were able to play it together
that's right.
for all
It was
the.
right around this time that it was created. It was like a couple seasons after this, I think. If not like the
Yeah.
next season after was when it
Yeah.
was made.
I'm sure that dev team was hard at work as this was being
During the
filmed. I'm sure
filming
they
of
didn't.
Gabon, yep.
I'm sure they didn't spin it all together in like
No.
6 months or anything like that. I bet they did it. We're already hard at work on it.
Yeah, that's right. And subscribe to the channel for more. Like the video, leave a comment letting us know your thoughts as always, and take care. All right.